I do not believe that any of us have dreams that were not given to us for the purpose of accomplishing those particular dreams. And I want to share something with you that has changed my life. I don't know what that dream is that you have. I don't care how far-fetched it might appear to be. I don't care how disappointing it might have been as you've been working toward that dream. But here's what I know, that dream that you're holding in your mind, that it's possible. Let's say that together, please. Say, it's possible. See, sometimes we can't say, I can do that. But what we can say, that it's possible that I can have my dream as we run toward it, as we work on it day in and day out. No one, ladies and gentlemen, could have convinced me when I started out just over 6 years ago working on my dream. And I want you to think about whatever your dream is, because I was willing to take a chance. And most people won't do that. Most of the people that you talk to try and bring them into the business, these are not risk takers. Most people have done all that they're ever going to do. They raise a family, they earn a living, and then they die.
Some people never will have much. They're too cautious. Now, you can also be too reckless, but you can also be too cautious. This is called the timid approach to life. And my caution was always the risk. Risk used to drive me right up the wall. I used to say, what if this happens? It's called the language of the poor. What if this happens? And on top of that, if this was to happen, look at the fix I'd be in. I better not try. Then I'll tell you what changed my whole life when I finally discovered it's all risky. The minute you were born, it got risky. If you think trying is risky, wait till they hand you the bill for not trying. If you think investing is risky, wait till you get the tab for not investing. See, it's all risky. Getting married is risky. Having children is risky. Going into business is risky. Investing your money is risky. It's all risky. I'll tell you how risky life is. You're not going to get out alive. The Englishman says, well, if that's the way it's going to work out, let's give it a go. Right, that's what it's for. Give it a go. Somebody says, yeah, but I'm looking for safety and security. Fine, then huddle in a corner. We'll cover you with a sheet, bring you 3 meals a day. And we'll protect you, feed you, look after you, care for you. We won't let anything happen to you, and you'll probably live to be 100. The guy said, well, yeah, I'd live to be 100. But what a way to live. Right, what a way to live, safe and secure. Don't ask for security, ask for adventure. Better to live 30 years full of adventure than 100 years safe in the corner. And see, it's not important how long you live. What's important is how you live.
But people who are running toward their dreams, life has a special kind of meaning. And here's what I will share with you, that in the process of working on your dreams, you are going to incur a lot of disappointment, a lot of failure, a lot of pain, a lot of setbacks, a lot of defeats. But in the process of doing that, you will discover some things about yourself that you don't know right now. What you will realize is that you have greatness within you. What you'll realize is that you're more powerful than you can ever begin to imagine. What you will realize is that you are greater than your circumstances, that you don't have to go through life being a victim. When I was in 5th grade, I was identified as EMR, labeled educable, mentally retarded, put back from the 5th grade into the 4th grade, and stayed in that category until I got out of high school. I don't have any college training, but I met a high school teacher who one day changed my life. I was waiting on another student, and when he came in, he said to me, young man, go to the board and write what I'm about to tell you. And I said, I can't do that, sir. He said, why not? I said, I'm not one of your students. He said, it doesn't matter, follow my directions now. I said, I can't do that, sir. He said, why not? I said, because I'm educable, mentally retarded. And he came from behind his desk and he looked at me. He said, don't ever say that again. Someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. And ladies and gentlemen, I started working on my dream. And most people don't work on their dreams. Why? For many years I didn't. One is because of fear, the fear of failure. What if things don't work out? And the fear of success. What if they do and I can't handle it? The other thing is that most people, ladies and gentlemen, they get comfortable. They stop growing, they stop working on themselves, they stop stretching, they stop pushing themselves, and they end up becoming very cynical about life, and they throw in the towel on themselves and on their families and on their dreams. And the other thing is that most people don't feel worthy. What I'm doing now, I could have been doing years ago. But because I did not have a college education, because I didn't believe in myself, because I allowed other people's opinion of me to control my destiny, I didn't act on my ideas. So I applaud you for your dreaming, for your running toward your dream. I applaud you for believing in yourself, because that's what life is about, stretching and challenging, looking for ways that you can begin to improve yourself.
Always go to something bigger than yourself. I'm wondering if you've been defeated because you have been giving yourself wholly to something that was too small to hold you. Have you thrust yourself into a glass of water? Have you leaped off the diving board into a cereal bowl person? Are you not guilty of immersing yourself into things that were too small to hold your vision? My problem is so many times you've thrown big ideas at small people. You've given big commitment to cereal bowl people, and you're trying to get your sight back from a source that's too small to support what you're willing to put in. Is your investment bigger than the bank? You should see the way you're looking at me. Is the reason you keep being disappointed by people is that you have wholly thrown yourself into something that was too small. Are you trying to take a bath in a bowl?
I believe today is the easiest time ever in the history of mankind to think big. Ever. I'm talking ever. One of the things is that I love doing is I look at everything on thinking big from the standpoint of math. So let's just say math. Math has a lot to do with thinking big. Let me make my case to you on what I mean by math has a lot to do with thinking big. The way I used to do it was this. I used to ask myself, what number comes after 3? So if I can make $3, do you think I can make $4? Everybody would say what? Of course. Okay, if I can make $100, can I make $200? Yes, Pat, where are you going with this? If you can make $1,000, can you make $2,000? Of course. If you can make 10 grand in a month, can you make 11 grand a month? Yes, of course you can. So when does this stop? Never. It only stops when you no longer are applying math to thinking big. You see, thinking big to me is purely a math thing. No number is an end number. If I ask you right now, what's the biggest number in the world? You can't think about a number because there isn't a number that's the biggest number in the world. A billion times billion times billion is still a number that's bigger if you give another multiplication times another billion. And that's still not the biggest number if we go against another billion and another billion and another billion. There is no number that's a limit. People are going to hit these numbers. Billionaires seemed impossible until somebody became a billionaire. Today, Elon Musk could be the first guy that could potentially be a trillionaire if he goes at the pace that he's going. This is going to happen. But you need to take these big numbers that seem impossible, and I'm starting with this first. You need to take numbers that seem impossible and just know it's numbers. There is nothing to be afraid of numbers. It's purely math. What is so big about numbers? Nothing is big about numbers. You need to look at math first, period. There's always a math. The difference between a small thinker and a big thinker is multiplication. The big thinker is multiplying. The small thinker is additioning. He's only adding. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 12 or 10, whatever. If it's 5, it's 10. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is not 10. It's a lot more than that. It's multiplication, but it's math. Multiplication, addition, math. It's purely math. So start off with whatever you think seems absolutely big that you cannot do. Bring it down to a number. Look at it as a number that you haven't done yet. That's all it is. It's a number that you eventually need to do. So number one thing that I like to do is I look at everything as math. I bring it down, make it a smaller bite, and I know I can get the bigger bite, but I got to get a smaller bite now based on that.